There are some places on Earth that they don't seem real, and right at the top of that list has to be Machu Picchu. For centuries, it's just completely captivated us. A stunning city literally built in the clouds that seems to defy all logic. I mean, just look at where it is. It's perched on this dramatic mountain ridge, almost 8,000 feet up. The slopes are ridiculously steep, the weather can be brutal, and, oh yeah, it sits right on top of two active earthquake fault lines. You couldn't pick a more challenging place to build. It just seems impossible. And this is the real kicker. The Inca Empire, at the absolute peak of its power, created this masterpiece without any of the technology we think is essential. Think about that. No wheels to move the giant stones, no iron tools to carve them, and no written blueprints to even follow.
So the question that has fascinated everyone for over a century is, how on earth did they do it? And as we're now discovering, the answers are revealing a story that is so much bigger and so much more complex than anyone ever imagined.
Okay, so let's just lay it all out. On one side, you've got their toolkit. Basic stone and bronze tools, a whole lot of human power, and, of course, generations of ancestral knowledge. But on the other side, a total lack of draft animals, no strong iron, no wheels, not even mortar to hold the stones together. The gap between what they had and what they built is just staggering. So let's start with that big how. How did the Inca build a city to last forever in one of the most unstable places you could possibly find? Well, the answer is this amazing mix of visible genius and some really clever hidden brilliance. The first key is something you can see everywhere at the site. It's their signature building technique called ashlar masonry. The Inca were absolute masters of stone. They could quarry these enormous granite blocks, some weighing over 50 tons, and then shape them so perfectly they just locked together like a giant 3D puzzle. And when I say precise, I mean it. Even today, after more than 500 years of rain and earthquakes, you still can't slip a single piece of paper between these stones, let alone a knife blade. And this wasn't just for showing off. This was actually a revolutionary engineering trick. Right, so here's where the magic is. Because there's no rigid mortar holding them together, the walls are actually flexible. When an earthquake hits, the stones can literally dance. They move and jiggle with the seismic waves, and then they just settle right back into place. It's an anti-earthquake technology so good that these walls have survived countless quakes that have turned nearby modern buildings into rubble. But here's the real secret to why Machu Picchu is still standing. As incredible as all those buildings are, they are, quite literally, just the tip of the iceberg. Modern studies have shown that a mind-boggling 60% of all the construction work at Machu Picchu happened underground, completely out of sight. This hidden foundation is the city's real unsung hero. The Inca dug deep, anchoring their buildings right into the mountain's bedrock. And those famous terraces you see? They weren't just for farming. They are massive retaining walls that keep the whole mountain from sliding away. And beneath all of that is this complex drainage system of gravel and rock that whisks away all the heavy rainfall, preventing a total washout. Okay, so that brilliant drainage system was actually part of an even bigger plan, and that was the city's water supply. You see, the Inca knew that to build a city in the clouds, you had to master water first. The whole system is just an incredible feat of hydraulic engineering. So before they even laid a single stone of the city, Inca engineers found a reliable spring high up on the mountain. Then they designed and built this nearly 2,500-foot-long stone canal with a very specific, gentle slope to carry the water downhill, using only the power of gravity. This one canal then fed a series of 16 fountains that supplied fresh water for everyone. And what's amazing is that these fountains still work perfectly today. They were designed to handle a very specific flow of water, so there was always a steady supply. The system was also hierarchical, which is pretty clever. The canal was designed to arrive at the emperor's residence first, so he got the purest water before it flowed down to everyone else. So, this is the crucial point. The water system wasn't just an addition to the city, it was the city's blueprint. The location of the main plaza, the emperor's home, the entire layout of the city, it was all determined by the path of this one life-giving canal. So we've seen how the Inca managed to build this incredible place. But that brings us to an even bigger mystery. Why? Why go to all this trouble to build a city so remote, so hidden away from the rest of the world? Well, since the Inca didn't leave behind any written records, we have to play detective and piece together the clues. The three main theories are that it was a fancy royal retreat for their greatest emperor, Pachacuti, that it was a fortress, since it's so hard to get to, or that it was a deeply sacred religious center. And you know what? The evidence suggests it was probably all three.
But while it likely served all those purposes, its spiritual significance seems to be woven into every single stone. The city wasn't just built on the landscape. It feels like it was built in conversation with the landscape and with the heavens above it. This is where things get really cosmic. Many of the most important buildings in Machu Picchu are basically giant astronomical clocks. The Temple of the Sun, with its beautiful curved wall, has a window that perfectly frames the sunrise on the June solstice, the most important day of the year for the Inca. Other temples align with key constellations, like the Southern Cross. This was a city built to track the cosmos. And that connection wasn't just with the sky. It was with the earth itself. The Inca chose this exact spot because it's completely surrounded by sacred mountain peaks, which they called apus, and worshipped as powerful deities. They literally placed their city at the very center of their gods. For over 100 years, these were the clues we had to work with. But just when we thought we kinda had a handle on the city, a new technology came along and started to peel back the jungle, revealing a story way, way bigger than anyone had ever dreamed. That technology is called LiDAR, and you can pretty much think of it as archaeological X-ray vision. By shooting millions of laser pulses down from a drone or a plane, scientists can create this incredibly detailed 3D map of the ground, basically erasing all the trees and plants that have been hiding ancient ruins for centuries. And the results around Machu Picchu? Well, they've been absolutely revolutionary. Recent LiDAR scans have found something amazing. More than a dozen previously unknown Inca structures, hiding in plain sight for 500 years, just a few miles away from the main city. At one of these nearby sites, called Chabamba, the findings were just stunning. It wasn't just a couple of old walls. LiDAR revealed an entire complex, with buildings, an intricate water system, and, most importantly, 14 ritual baths. This was a place designed for ceremonies. And this discovery led archaeologists to a totally new theory. As one archaeologist, Dominika Sichkowska, explains, you probably couldn't just waltz into Machu Picchu. If you were a visitor on a pilgrimage, you first had to stop at a gateway site like this one for a ritual purification bath to cleanse yourself before you could enter the sacred city. So this discovery really changes everything. Machu Picchu wasn't just a lonely city on a mountaintop. It was the secret heart of a huge, sprawling, interconnected ceremonial complex with ritual checkpoints and support sites hidden all around it. And these discoveries, which are only possible because of this new technology, are probably just the beginning. It really makes you wonder, right? If all of that was hiding just a few miles away, what else is still out there, waiting to be found under that dense jungle? We still don't know the true scale of the Inca's world here. In the end, Machu Picchu isn't just a static ruin from the past. It's a living story, one that keeps unfolding with every new discovery. And it's a powerful reminder that in archaeology, the real adventure isn't just about what we find, but what we find out. The secrets of this impossible city are still being told, and it proves that even our most famous wonders still have so much more to teach us.